Welcome to the President's Diary, where we take a look at His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali's week of activities. His Excellency started his week by traveling to the USA to strengthen developmental ties between the two nations. The government of Guyana and the United States Export-Import Bank signed a US $2 billion Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) to finance major projects in the areas of infrastructure, energy, telecommunications, water treatment and sanitation, and agriculture. His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali, who witnessed the signing, said it is a dynamic, futuristic, strong and bold move in advancing the relationship of both countries.
This today is the single most important signal, not only for Guyana, but for the region. The United States, through one of its agencies, Exim Bank, is serious about commitment and promise to this region, Caribbean region. This signal is an open invitation to the private sector and leadership of both countries to now move progressively forward on a platform that is supported by the government of Guyana and the Exim Bank.
President Dr. Irfaan Ali met with United States Deputy Secretary of Commerce, Don Graves, and a delegation in Washington, D.C. President Ali committed to working closely with the Department of Commerce and other U.S. agencies to facilitate U.S. private sector investment in Guyana. President Ali was accompanied by Vice President Dr. Barra Jagdeo, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Hugh Todd, Foreign Secretary Robert Prasad, and other officials. President Dr. Irfaan Ali and other officials engaged the U.S. business leaders and government officials in Washington, D.C. The engagement discussed the importance of U.S. partnership for the strengthening of food and energy security in Guyana and the Caribbean. The Low Carbon Development Strategy, LCDS 2030, will ensure Guyana develops in a sustainable manner while safeguarding the economy. President Ali said LCDS 2030 sets out a vision to propel Guyana on a massive transformational pathway. He was speaking during a discussion held at the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars in Washington, D.C.
Over the last 2 years, when we were returned to government, we showed the world what good leadership, what value-based leadership should be. And this is an important part of public policy. We did not only return to the strategy, but we committed to expanding the strategy that is now known as the Low Carbon Development Strategy 2030 to incorporate all the new areas of environment and climate change concern, including the oceans. We have expanded the strategy, taking into consideration the new area of development, the new sector of oil and gas, and we have now develop the strategy through a consultative mechanism. This is not a strategy that is driven by the state. It is a strategy that was conceptualized by the state, but incorporated the views of all the different stakeholder groups in Guyana and internationally.
While Guyana is rapidly evolving as an oil and gas market, the nation's economy will not depend solely on the treasured natural resource for countrywide development. Dr. Ali said that the essential resource is an important part of the country's development trajectory.
Guyana has all the natural assets to be a leading food producer in the region. But food production today must be backed by appropriate technology and investment in infrastructure that will ensure that agriculture is sustainable and resilient to climate change and effects of climate change.
The president believes that the prosperity of Guyana must also bring wealth and success to the region. President Ali has reaffirmed that the money Guyana receives from its growing oil and gas sector is arm's length away from any political body. Appearing on the Wilson Center's Latin American program on the sidelines of his visit to Washington, D.C., the Guyanese leader relayed the principles in place to effectively manage proceeds from the industry.
Ensuring transparency and accountability requires the population to have access to information. There can be no secrets. The population must be aware of what is coming. So that's the first issue the policy have to address, information. The second issue, transparency. In addressing transparency, one of the key aspects in the oil and gas sector is the reach and level of involvement of politicians and the government. So that's the second issue that a policy has to address. And three, a clear approach to how revenues are utilized for development and transformation of the country and the type of oversight that is given to that approach.
President Ali said money spent from the fund must go through a parliamentary process. He is pleased to engage the United States at a very important time of Guyana's development as the country seeks to strengthen its relationship with the U.S. Guyana views the United States as an important strategic partner and looks forward to working to resolve critical issues that affect CARICOM, that includes food security, energy security, financing, and the issue of climate change.
In all these areas, Guyana is already providing leadership, and we are committing ourselves to continue to provide that leadership. We are pursuing an energy path that seeks to balance our newfound natural resource of oil and gas, but we're not doing that at the detriment of our credentials on the environment and climate change.
President Ali reminded that Guyana is a net zero carbon emitter. Guyana is also developing its low carbon development strategy 2030, which seeks to further guide the country in the fight against the climate change.
We look forward to discussing how jointly we can continue to work on the issues of food security, climate financing, working with the region in terms of the debt crisis facing CARICOM, but more importantly, finding the balanced development strategy, and in doing so, staying true to the value system and principles that both of us believe so strongly in, that is democratic society, where transparency and accountability and strong governance support the development of Guyana.
President Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali said the discourse with U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris was not only beneficial to Guyana and the U.S., but also to the CARICOM region.
This conversation with the Vice President and President started at the Summit of the Americas. It has advanced rapidly. So I would say that our conversation today was refreshing. It was beneficial both to Guyana and the U.S. and CARICOM. It confronted the big issues. It was very frank and open, very respectful, and it outlines the vision and supports the vision that I've been talking about.
President Dr. Irfaan Ali discussed enhanced Guyana-U.S. relations with the Democratic Senator Cory Booker on Capitol Hill. Senator Booker, who is the first African-American U.S. Senator from New Jersey, committed to advancing issues of mutual interest as a member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Senator Booker commended President Ali's leadership and the plans for the people of Guyana, while Dr. Ali committed to transparency.
I want to assure you of our full support, of our openness. Any questions you may have, any clarifications you may need, you call directly. We are open and ready to provide those.
The head of state was accompanied by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Hugh Todd, Foreign Secretary Robert Prasad, and Guyana's ambassador to the United States, Samuel Hines. This has been the President's Diary, where we took a look at His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali's week of activities. Thank you for watching, and do join us again next time.